This meeting is being recorded.
This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking up with the best of the best when it comes to guests. And today we have another special guest. So, guest, please introduce yourself.
I'm DJ SIX7EVEN, rapping +234 Lagos, Nigeria. Tallest DJ ever. I'm a piano god, international DJ, Afrobeats, piano, hip hop, everything.
Yeah, so
So nice
we'll
to
just go straight in. Yeah, we can just go straight into it. I would really like to know when your interest of music really started.
My interest of music started like way before high school. I always loved music and stuff, but if I'm to really trace the exact time, I can't trace it. So high school music, secondary school music became a very like big part of my life because it's what I need for my everyday listening and um and enablement. You feel me? So yeah, way before. That's when it started.
So at that time, did you really know that maybe this is something that you will pursue it professionally, or it was you are just passionate about it? You never thought of maybe
No,
you will do something in this line.
no. I never thought I'll be a DJ though. Never. I just loved like listening to music, new music. Back then it was hip hop and some Afrobeats, R&B, reggae, dancehall, etc. So I never like really felt like I'll be a DJ. No, I just loved listening to like music.
I want us to talk about like your early days in DJing. So this DJing thing, were you, did you go to DJing school, or did somebody teach you, or is it something that you are just self-taught?
Um, I'll go with it later. I didn't go to DJ school. It was self-taught and I was mentored by someone. DJ Kaki P was my first DJ teacher and mentor. I had finished university and during my in Nigeria, yeah, it's called NYC. It's like the government military training, compulsory for all graduates. So during my training there in camp, that's when I found the calling, like, oh, I enjoy doing this. And from there, I taught myself more on it, research more on it. Then I knew I had to link up with a good DJ for the professional aspect. So that's when I linked up with him, understudied him, and from there we just basically started picking our beats and, and doing our best and stuff.
From you know what you're doing, just being a DJ, it's usually your job really relies on the past shows that you have had, and now you starting out. How was it looking for opportunities when maybe people don't know you that much? How was it, if you can remember?
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy, realistically. But what keeps you going is the hunger and the drive to know that people must hear you play. Yeah, but it was crazy. It was on another level of obsession. Mm, free shows, shows they would owe you some shows just to You just want them to like just hear you play, hear you DJ there. You just want somebody there to just hear you DJ, hear you play there and stuff. Yeah, it was really like crazy at first. But with time, we started like um counting our blessings and seeing like the fruit of your labor. So it just kind of like motivates you to go harder, to do what you do harder, like to go harder, like to make sure that, oh, okay, like if I was at point A before, I have to get to point B and stuff. But it was crazy. A lot of crazy stories, but that's for another time.
Another thing you see, even right here in Kenya, for DJs who are starting out, there's usually a very big problem when it comes to purchase of equipment, because these equipments are usually very expensive. So for you at your
Oh,
time, how did you hack?
oh, so what happened was that back in school, I was on um I was on scholarships. I studied petroleum engineering. So academically, I was doing fine. So I was on scholarships from, I had two options. I had Chevron and I had Total, but I chose the Chevron option. But my parents barely knew I was on scholarships because they could afford my fees. But these were I was so like academically inclined that this is something I did for like fun, like just register, just fill out scholarship exams, just write it. Like, well, we wrote it and two came out. So the scholarship came out, and my parents barely knew that I was on scholarship. So my final year, when I had graduated college, I still had an outstanding scholarship payment after I had graduated. But of course, my parents would not wait for me because they were like, they just did their responsibility. So the money came in a bit late after I had graduated. But when the money came in, I didn't even know for a while. So one day, I just was just arranging my stuff and I found the card. It's like an ATM card. I found it and I was like, you've graduated, you think these people will still pay you money for school? I was just like, let me just check. I went to the ATM, boom, and I checked. I saw about 200 and something thousand there just sitting in there. So I bought my first turntable with that money. Next day, I ran to the electronic market and I purchased it in cash. My friends supported me with about 30,000 and I was good. From there, I had my equipment in my room to practice and I became better.
Another thing you see in DJing, and I really want to get your views about this, is usually the first change in technology. You see, there is always a new laptop in the market every single day. There's usually like new equipment every day. So for you, how do you deal with with such?
It's more about using equipment that you have an understanding with. It's a balance of understanding your equipment and it being outdated. There has to be a balance. You will be more comfortable and will DJ better to the audience when you use equipment that you have built an understanding and a relationship with. You DJing is a psychomotor skill, so there are receptors in your brain that automatically push your hand to buttons to equipment you've built understanding with. But at the same time, change is a constant thing and things evolve. So you don't need to pressure yourself, even though they release 100 new equipments every day. It takes a while for those equipments to be in circulation, there will be criticisms, there will be acknowledgements, blah, blah, blah. But I always recommend it's best to go with equipments you have built an understanding with. And while you build an understanding with, like, and while you're open to build and learn from other higher equipment. But for me, it's no pressure. It's no pressure.
The DJing has enabled you to visit a couple of countries. You can just talk about the countries that you have been to.
Okay. I've been to Ghana. I've been to Nairobi. I've been to Nairobi. I've been to Ghana. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Italy. I've been to Paris. I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to, where else? Paris, Amsterdam. I've been to Belgium, like Europe, Middle East, to DJ. And let me just talk about a few shortly. Ghana was my first international gig, and it was the first time I got paid in foreign currency, in dollars. It happened, it felt like a movie, and it was really exciting. Change of environment, being treated like a superstar. It was very, very great. And it was a good gig because after that, I got booked twice again to play there. Dubai was, I enjoyed, in Ghana, I enjoyed the serenity, and it was good. Dubai was fun because there were a lot of places to explore, and I DJed on the last day of my flight leaving because I had been having fun. Um, I loved the desert, went to the safari. Um, yes, I had fun. My late brother. So Dubai has a lot of memories. Um, Italy, I played, I enjoyed Italy very much because I played in a place, was a destination wedding, and I flew out to Italy to DJ alongside London-based DJ Neptizo. He flew in from London. So it was a destination wedding in like in an outskirts. It's like a valley in between that borders Italy and Switzerland. It was absolutely beautiful. What you see out of a fairy tale. Unimaginably beautiful. I enjoyed Milan. The gig was fantastic. Till 3 a.m., they were still dancing at the party. The hospitality was great. And I think that was my first time going to Europe. So change of culture, you're around a lot of people, they don't speak English. It was challenging at first, but I took it as an opportunity to learn a few things. Milan was great. I had fun. I shopped. You know, it's the fashion capital of the world. It was amazing. Then Amsterdam was where I had the most fun. Blew my mind.
When we look at Africa as a continent, and thank God at least you have traveled, so you're in the best position to even talk about this. We have seen Afrobeat really explode to the outside world. So you traveling to all these countries,
Yeah.
what do you think Nigerian artists or producers did in order to package this sound to even take it to an international audience and people can vibe to it even without understanding everything?
The music traveled, no visa, according to Whiskey. It's irresistible. You couldn't it traveled. Part of what is not like anything was packaged. Afrobeats is not packaged. Afrobeats is Afrobeats. If it's not Afrobeats, it's another thing. It's either R&B, hip hop, or whatever. But it's not packaged. It is the original percussions, drums, pianos, African instruments. Is one we call shekere, that is well arranged into melody. It's not packaged to sound like anything. It's very, very, very original. I would say a contributing factor to making Afrobeat travel so far, fast, and reachable is that Nigeria is the most populous black nation in the world. And Nigerians are up there as the most traveled people in the world. There's no country of the world I would imagine there are no Nigerians, you understand? And in Nigerians being us, what it takes to be a Nigerian is to be original, is to be a Nigerian. So we don't be in other countries, in other parts of the world, no matter how far, trying to be somebody else. We are Nigerians and we don't hide it. So now our culture, music, dance, fashion, dressing also traveled with us and got accepted. So I think that's like a major contributing factor first. It made the music easier to consume, and our industry over here in Nigeria had already been very reproductive way earlier than any other industry in Africa. Decades back, talking 25 years back, 30 years back, Fela Kuti, we've already been doing stuff. If Fela 30 years back has already been performing shows in Madison Square Garden in England, in Spain, in France, alongside the biggest names. So it was just like the foundation for everything. So it flew. It's not magic and it's not a day's work. I think those are the contributing factors.
Still, when we talk about Afrobeat music, you see the fans. We have a couple of big artists who have a really big fan base, like Wizkid, Burna Boy, and of course the Davidos and many other artists. And you know, fans usually try to bring competition and tension and saying that our artist is the best and your artist is not the best, depending on which side they are of the musical divide. So do you think such things are ruining Afrobeat, or is it a case of, like in Kenya, we say publicity is good, every publicity is good publicity. So do you think when the fans try to bring tension between the artists, does it work as a disservice, or is it just okay with you?
It's not ruining anything. It's healthy competition. It's not toxic competition. As long as competition is healthy, I accept it. It makes both parties do better. And when you talk about publicity, publicity is part of the game. Publicity is just magnification. So more viewers, more listeners. That's how I see it, as plain as simple, not as something produced as being fake or set up. So the competition, the eagerness to make hit records, to make more global records, to have more global collaborations has ended up for the greater good in the expansion of Afrobeats, in the sense that, for instance, a Wizkid or a Davido or a Burna Boy, you out there, maybe other African countries might look like, oh, it's competition, or you look like the fans are pitching them against each other. No, it's just a matter of fact that, oh, this is my favorite artist and it gives me what I want. This, for instance, let's say Davido had a collaboration with Chris Brown, and Wizkid has a collaboration with Drake, and Burna Boy has a collaboration with J-Hus. You understand? These are like three different songs. And I'm a Davido fan. I'll say, oh, I prefer Davido with Chris Brown. I'm a Wizkid fan. I'll say, I prefer the one with Drake. I'm a Burna Boy fan. I say, I prefer the one with J-Hus. But the truth is that for me to choose that I preferred anyone, I've actually listened to the three of them, not just who I'm a fan of. So in the process of listening to the three of them are featured artists overseas. And their own fan base too can be tapped in over here and tapped in. So it's just healthy competition for the greater good of Afrobeats. That's how I see it.
Yeah, as an outsider, you see many American artists and even artists from outside this continent have been working with Afrobeat artists. You've talked about J-Hus, even Chris Brown, Justin Bieber was on Wizkid's Essence remix. And I want to know your views in this. There are people who may argue that when these artists jump on the Afrobeat sound, they're just jumping on it because right now it's the wave and it's giving artists numbers, and others may argue that the genre is just growing. So I don't know, from you just looking at what is going on, which side of the divide are you?
I'm not on any side of the divide. I'm more on the side of that collaborations are very important for the expansion of any music genre. If a music genre that is about to pop on the global stage or the regional or the nationwide stage lacks collaboration, it cannot expand. You understand?
Yeah.
Afrobeats had already blown up and expanded before the foreign artists saw that, oh, we have been sleeping. We can actually tap into this. We didn't go looking for them, they came. When they saw the future, they came. And I would like to correct the fact Afrobeats is not a wave. A wave comes and it goes. No, Afrobeats will be there for an unimaginable long time, if not for infinity. Because that's the music. It cannot be replicated. You can't forge it. It is what it is. You understand? If I tell you some other genres of music, for instance, like reggae, there was a time reggae was like the biggest genre of music in the whole world. There was a time it was pop. There was a time, you understand? But what happened was that some of these genres did not evolve, and change is a constant thing. They did not evolve into other cultures. When you see Afrobeats music, when you see hit records, when you see Drake and Wizkid working together, when you see Chris Brown and Davido working together, it's not just the record. It is cultures coming together. And a genre of music cannot last long without it having a culture, the way of life of that music, how the dress, how the music is consumed, the liberty the music gives to you, blah, blah, blah. So our culture is being accepted globally. It just reflects in the collaborations in music. They want to dance like us. They want to make records with us. So it's beyond the numbers. So it's not a wave. I disagree with that one. And it's not a clout thing. It's a culture. And the Afrobeat culture, the Nigerian culture, is a very, very strong culture. It's a dominant culture.
Yeah. As we are finishing up, I just want you to talk about how you are able to read the crowd. Like, you have talked about traveling to these countries. Now, let's say tomorrow you are told you are going to Dubai. How do you even know that? How do you even know what to play? Because maybe for the Nigerian crowd, you already understand what they really love, but you have just been told that you are going to another country. How do you even know what to play so that at least your set can be memorable?
It depends on the event, on the show promoters. Like I definitely going traveling to another country to play an event, you would actually have an idea of the event you're playing. Is it a festival? Is it a concert? Is it a birthday? Is it a wedding? Is it a club event? You understand me? You have an idea of why you are being brought there to DJ from the show promoters and everything. But at the same time, the way it works for me is that I try to have an idea before my events, but I don't like to be rigid with my creativity in the sense that I don't plan my sets, I don't rehearse my sets. I play memorable sets spontaneously. That's the way it works for me, reading the crowd. There are different things with reading the crowd. You might start playing your sets. I look at the crowd around me. I look at the mean average age of the crowd around me. Are they millennials? Are they new school? Are they middle-aged people? What culture are they in? You test this crowd with certain kind of music that attracts them. There's the music that is for everybody. There's the music that's for millennials. Apart from that, while you're even DJing or while you're about to DJ, while you're about to come on stage to do your thing, depending on the event. For instance, like a club, you might be coming on stage to do your thing. Some people are just coming in, some people are about leaving. You understand? All these things that are psychological like effects. How do you balance it? How do you make the crowd stay? What have you played before? Oh, these people just get in here. What do they want to hear? Sometimes they come to you, they request aggressively or passively. You understand? But for me, the way I DJ, I believe that's where the talent comes in. Because it's a soccer player cannot realize how he's going to play in the final. He doesn't even know where it will be. He doesn't even know what will happen in the first minute. He will be injured. But in the heat of the game, what he does in big games is what makes him memorable. And those things happen in like split seconds. So to me, that's where the talent comes in. So I don't really have like a plan. No, 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 I don't do that. Yes, I practice. I do my research. I create and everything. But I love getting to the gig, free-minded, getting there early, not too early, getting there at the right time, at least 30 minutes before I come on set, have a drink, relax, gauge the crowd, see the energy of everybody around me,
Yeah.
and just express myself when I do this thing.
For guys who are starting out, maybe you can just share with them advice of maybe the things that you have seen in the industry. You can just give them a word of advice.
For people who are just starting out, I will say this and I'll say this. DJing is not a hustle. DJing is a very, very big, meticulous, dedicated, and rewarding profession. So the reason why you're starting out should be the reason that will drive you. And why I'm insisting on that drive is because there are a lot of challenges, especially in this part of the world.
Yeah.
Money, acceptance, opportunities, chance, and everything. But I believe if you really remember why you wanted to start out and where you want to be, you get hit on Monday and you get up on Tuesday. You get hit on Tuesday, you get on Wednesday. You won't stop. And as you won't stop, the progress you make after a period of time will motivate you to fly higher. It's never easy for anybody starting out, even if your dad is a billionaire. It will never be easy. You might have the equipment, but you won't have the acceptance. You might have the talents, but you won't have the equipment. You might have talent and the equipment, but you won't have the opportunity.
Yeah.
So never give up. Go all the way for what it is. It's worth it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, bro, for giving us your time. We wish you all the best.
Yeah, although you told me it's a meeting, you didn't tell me it's an interview.
It's an
But,
interview.
well, I like your style.
Thank you, bro.
Okay. Have a great day.